Laura, are you there? Guess what? I have a huge announcement to make.
Oh, it's you. What do you want?
What kind of way is that to greet an old friend, huh? We used to be so close. Why are you going to act like this when I've barely even said anything to you?
We may have been friends, but we are not friends now. Not to mention the fact that our kids don't even go to the same school anymore. So we don't have that as an excuse to talk. And moreover, that was probably the nicest way that I could have reacted to you, considering the fact that you stole my husband away from me. In fact, the only reason that I got your message was because I forgot to block your number. So thanks for reminding me, and goodbye.
Wait, no, hold on! The whole reason I messaged you is because I have a huge announcement for you. If you block me now, then you'll never know what it was.
And just what is this announcement of yours?
Well, first of all, enough time has passed since you and Copper broke up, so now him and I have officially been able to get married.
Okay then, is that all you wanted to tell me?
Of course not. I have one more thing. I'm pregnant with Cooper's baby.
You are going to be having Coop's kid.
I'm sure you're just so jealous, aren't you? We don't know whether it's going to be a boy or a girl yet. But I'm sure you must be furious now that I'm pregnant with the child of the man that you loved.
Right. So then, is that all that you had to say to me?
What do you mean by that?
I mean, were those the big announcements that you wanted to make?
Of course they were. And aren't they just the best news you've ever heard? To have the child of the man that you love, isn't that every woman's dream?
I don't really like to make a habit of speaking for all women, but if you really think that's good news, then I guess I have to say that I'm impressed by you.
More like jealous, you mean? I bet that you've been trying your hardest to forget all about your time with Cooper, and now I've gone and brought back all those painful memories, huh?
I actually have already forgotten all about him. Coop who? And anyways, with both of you out of my life, I've been able to concentrate on my career and I have tons of free time to pursue whatever I want. In fact, this conversation is actually interrupting something right now.
What do you mean? What is it interrupting?
That's my business. You have a nice life. I'm going to go now.
I get it. You're upset because now that you're a single mother, you're going to have to work all day around the clock, huh? You'll be poor and never have time for anything. And now that I've stolen Cooper from you, I'll be living a rich and easy life while you struggle for every little thing. Anyways, I may have more news for you in the future, so don't go blocking me yet. Laura, are you there? Man, who knew that being pregnant would be this difficult? I'm doing my best to keep all the pregnancy pounds off, but it isn't easy. At least the morning sickness seems to have quieted down for now. But a pregnant woman can never let her guard down, you know? Even Coop is working hard to make sure that we have enough money for when this little one arrives. He's at work from sunup and doesn't come home until late at night. All because he's working so hard for his new family. Oh man, my belly is huge now. I really hope that I don't get any stretch marks because of this. But I have to say that I'm just so happy with my life right now. Oh, right, that reminds me. I had a quick favor to ask you. Once I have this kid, I want you to stop talking to Coop's parents, okay? Oh, and one more big thing. We found out that we're going to be having a boy. You know what that means, right? It means that I'm going to give birth to an heir that's going to be able to take over Coop's business when he's ready. You only ever had some lousy daughter who was never going to be able to achieve anything by herself. But I guess this just proves that I was the right girl for Cooper all along, since I gave him a son on the first try. Laura, are you there? I just wanted to let you know that I gave birth to my son yesterday, and there were 0 complications. He's the spitting image of his father, and I just know that he's going to grow up to be a great man like him, too. But I've never actually met Cooper's parents. In fact, they don't want to meet me because they don't think I'm the right girl for him. Can you believe that they would say something like that about me? After I gave them a male grandchild?
They're one of your life updates again, Donna.
You finally responded! I was wondering if I was talking to a wall or if you were really there reading my messages in silence. I guess you finally accepted the truth about the situation, huh? Was it finally having my son that made it all sink in?
I don't know what you want me to say to that. Congrats on the kid, I guess?
That's a start.
But are you sure you know who the father of that kid is?
What do you mean?
Well, I just don't think that the two of you are going to be cut out to raise that kid. It would probably just be better if you handed him over to his real dad to take care of him, don't you think?
What are you talking about? This is our son. This is the child that Cooper and I had together.
So then you're telling me you guys had some kind of fertility treatment going on?
What are you talking about? There was nothing like that at all. This is a totally natural baby made the old-fashioned way.
So basically, it was a natural birth, is what you're saying. If that's the case, then I really don't think it's possible that that kid is actually Cooper's.
That doesn't make any sense. You're just jealous, and so you're just trying to get into my head. Well, it's not gonna work, you hear me? I know the facts, and that's all that matters. Missed call? Missed call? Laura, are you there? Please, you need to pick up the phone right now. You were the one who called my ex-husband, weren't you? He showed up at our house demanding a paternity test for Cooper and I's kid. He seems to think that it's his and not Cooper's.
I guess you still haven't figured it out yet then, huh?
Figured out what? What is going on here?
Well, the thing is that Cooper can't have kids. He's impotent.
He's what? Is that supposed to be some kind of joke?
No, it really is true. His body just can't produce enough sperm to get anyone pregnant.
That isn't a thing. You're lying to me.
It's true. Even our daughter. We adopted from an agency when she was only 4 years old.
Wait, is that true?
It is. Cooper refused to look into any kind of treatment for his condition. So it was the only way that we could have any kids together.
You're lying. You have to be lying right now.
Well, you came to me telling me that you were pregnant not that long after you ran off with Cooper. So if you were thinking about how long it takes to tell that you're pregnant, then that means there is a high chance that insemination occurred while you were still with your husband. In other words, it's quite likely that it is in fact your ex-husband's kid.
Are you kidding me? That can't be right.
Well, do you want to know what Cooper told me the day that he left me? He said that you had actually already had a kid, which proved that you were fertile. He seemed to think that you were his last chance to try and have a natural child. He refused to acknowledge that he was the problem and ran off with you instead.
That can't be right. Please, tell me that it isn't true.
It really is. If you doubt me, you can go and ask Cooper's parents. They know about this. If anything, that's probably why they want nothing to do with either of you now. Although, they can't just cut him off since Cooper is paying them back after they paid off his legal fees from our divorce.
I don't even know what to say. You horrible, horrible woman. This is all your fault. He took my son. He took my son and got custody of him. I thought that moms were always supposed to get custody. This isn't fair. You ruined everything. What am I supposed to do now, huh?
I take it that your ex-husband sued for the right to raise your son.
That's right. He took Coop and I's son away from us. How could he do that? It doesn't make any sense to me. Now he has custody over both my children, and I have nothing.
Well, you were the one who said that you were going to have Cooper's son and that you didn't need any other kid in your life.
But that's because Coop's son was going to take over his dad's company one day. I didn't any other kid if I had one to do that.
Don't tell me that you didn't know about that either.
What do you mean? What are you hiding from me?
Well, first of all, Coop, as you know, is not the president of the company. That position still belongs to his father. The next president was never going to be Coop, because his father already chose me to succeed him.
Wait a second. So, you're going to take over Coop's family business?
That's right. And I think that Coop's dad is going to retire quite soon, actually.
But I thought that Coop would take over. Why would they give you that job?
It's a really long story, but I swear to you that I'm telling the truth.
I still want to know what happened. I deserve to know.
Well, if you want me to try and summarize it, basically, Coop's parents didn't want a man who only thinks with what is between his legs running a company. Not to mention how irresponsible he is with money.
So then what does Coop even do at work?
Well before his affair with you came to light, he was still on track for a successful career here. But after everything came out, he basically was demoted by his father and given a huge pay cut. Now he's just like any other employee there.
So he's not even upper management or anything? I really didn't know about this at all. What do you mean he's bad with money?
Well, you should know best of all. After all, he pretty much drove himself into debt trying to impress you with all the fancy things he bought for you.
What does that mean, though?
It means that he owes his parents about $30,000 in the form of personal loans. Well, his parents and other loan sharks.
Cooper is $30,000 in debt?
He is, and that's why I suggested to your ex-husband that he would be better suited to raise his son rather than you.
I don't believe it. How could you do this?
I just couldn't stand the thought of a poor child being raised by the likes of you and Cooper.
This is really bad. I basically burnt through my savings in the divorce with my ex-husband and thought that Cooper was going to be able to buy my way out of this trouble. But now I know he doesn't even have any money either. I thought I was going to be living in the lap of luxury. Things weren't supposed to happen this way.
Donna was sure that by having a son, she would have secured her place in Cooper's family by being the mother of their eventual heir to the company. But in the end, Donna's recklessness resulted in the child being taken away and raised by his real father. After that, Donna and Coop began to fight every single day. But without any help from family and with both of them still drowning in debt, they had no choice but to stay together and downgrade to living in a tiny apartment. And since neither of them were confident enough to make it on their own, they still haven't gotten a divorce. I hear that Donna found a job and ended up having an affair with her boss that resulted in her being sued by Coop. You would think she would have learned her lesson, but I guess some things just don't stick.
Raina, it's been a long time. I didn't think that after I transferred my workplace to the private elementary school I had so long wanted to teach at, there would be your daughter in my class. I guess you deleted your previous SNS account because I took away your boyfriend Sam, right? Right after graduation, you moved away as if you wanted to escape as quickly as possible. It was a good idea of mine to make a group account on the SNSs of my students' parents. To think I was able to get your account name that way. Funny, isn't it? Crazy. I think this is going to be so much fun for me. Good evening, Miss Moss. What? I don't intend to have any private relationship with you, so I will act as my daughter's homeroom teacher only. If you could do the same, I would appreciate it. Oh, really? You're a boring woman like you've always been. Well, whatever. I hope you'll have a good time this year then. By the way, Raina, you were raised by your mom, right? A single-parent family? It totally makes sense. Good evening, Miss Moss. Yes, my mother raised me, but is there something? Then your mother got divorced from your father, right? I don't think I'm obligated to answer that question to you. I see. You're going to keep that a secret, I see. Are you asking this question to all the other parents of your students? I believe there are other families who are in similar situations. I don't ask such a thing to everyone. In that case, I also have no obligation to answer you. What? It's not like it would hurt to tell me, right? We're friends, aren't we? I don't plan to have any dealings with you whatsoever, except as my daughter's homeroom teacher. Please excuse me. Hello, Reina. Would you have a moment? It's about the homeroom teacher. Oh, hello, Vicky. It seems that we both have our daughters in the same class this year. That's right. I hope we'll have a good school year together. Yes, me too. And you said something about the homeroom teacher? Is it true that you and Miss Moss went to the same university and were in the same school year? Oh, yes, that's right. But we weren't all that friendly with each other to begin with. At school, I plan to interact with her only as my daughter's homeroom teacher. I also told her that. I see. But in that case, it might be easier to talk about this with you. What happened? Well, today, my daughter came back home crying. Oh? What happened? She was asked to solve a problem that they hadn't covered in class yet, so she said that she doesn't know the answer. Then Mrs. Moss said that this is why a family with a single parent have stupid kids, and those who grow up without a father come out this way, and so on. She was under verbal attack for quite a while. What? Then it seems that your daughter, Judith, tried to help my daughter. Oh. I am really grateful for that, but since I know that your family is also like mine, so if you become the target, that would be very troublesome. So I thought I should let you know about it. Thank you for thinking about us. I'll ask my daughter about this later. It might also be helpful if you could let me know how you might handle this if that were to happen. Yes, I see. Thank you for the information. No, thank you. It was wonderful that Judith came to my daughter's help. If there's anything else that comes up, I'll pass that along to you. Yes, thank you. Miss Moss, do you have a moment now? Oh, look who it is. It's rare that you would contact me, Reina. My daughter came back home crying from school. She tells me that you tore her textbook into pieces. Could you explain what's going on? Oh, about that. This is also your fault as a mother. Me? I know you're poor since you come from a single mother's family, but that doesn't mean that you don't have to pay for the tuition. I am paying the tuition. You were crying on the phone as you were called to the office to say that you can't pay for the tuition. What? Did you think I wouldn't know about that? Unfortunately for you, I happened to be in the office at that time. As punishment, I tore your daughter's textbook because she didn't pay for her tuition and attend my class. I am also working for my salary. I will deal with these matters as business. Excuse me? Are you talking about the matter regarding the system error the bank was experiencing on the day of the money transfer? What? I happened to go to school on another matter. I just telephoned the office to inform them that I would pay the tuition in person and in cash. What? You can confirm with the school. There would be record of the payment. What? You paid? Yes, I paid for the whole amount. Miss Moss, you were also making another girl cry yesterday, weren't you? What? I don't know what you're talking about. Like my family, this girl came from a single mother's family, and I hear that you asked her to solve a problem that you haven't covered in class yet. When you saw that she couldn't answer the question, you brought up her family situation and showered her with verbal abuse. It seems like you are quite biased when it comes to a single mother's family. Miss Moss, would you care to tell me out of what reason you are doing such a thing? What? You don't realize it yet? What are you talking about? This is my revenge to you. What? A revenge? You think you can send your daughter to a private school? When you come from a single mother's family, that's not where you belong. I thought I'll start by giving that girl a bit of a hard time. But as for you and your daughter, I can't forgive both of you, so I'll just beat the crap out of you both. What do you mean? Your daughter. Her father is Sam, isn't it? What? It seems like you divorced him a long time ago, but it basically means that you took Sam away from me. I really was in love with Sam, but in the end, he dumped me. Then a year later, I hear that he got back together with his ex and married her. What the hell? That's why I can't stand neither you nor your daughter. You understand me? Miss Moss. No, from here I'll speak to you as your former classmate. My daughter's father is not Sam. What? I have also heard that Sam got back together with his ex and that they got married, but she is someone Sam had dated when he was in high school. What? A high school sweetheart? Then your husband is... Judith's father, and my husband died 2 years ago. What? So I said what I wanted, so I'll end speaking to you as your former classmate. Miss Moss, it seems that you still don't realize who runs your school, do you? What about it? You don't know who I am? What? You're my former classmate from college, and now you're a parent of one of my students. There is also one more. What is it? I am one of the managing directors of your school. What? What? I think teachers should be aware of who their managing directors are, don't you think? Rather, I have seen you several times at school. But you didn't realize that I was one of the managing directors despite that? Oh my God. But anyway, Miss Moss, the way you have been treating some of the students in your class is unacceptable. We will be convening a meeting with the other managing directors to discuss your case. Oh my God, no way! In your hiring process, there was a managing director who recommended you. And he told me that he'd have been completely deceived by someone who had talked highly of you. We will notify you when we decide what measure we will be taking against you. Until then, please refrain from coming to school. Raina, give me money! What? Oh, Miss Moss. I guess it's been half a year now? Money! Give money? I to you? That's right. I hear that you come from a pretty wealthy family, don't you? So you're demanding money from me? That's right. Because of you and all the confusion you caused, I was fired from that school. And now I can't get myself hired by any school. Confusion? What are you talking about? I thought that you had a daughter with Sam, but that turned out to be wrong. You weren't poor, although you came from a single mother's family. and that you were one of the managing directors of the school. You caused me all the confusion. You are to blame. If you have any intention of apologizing to me, then $50,000. No, give me $100,000. $100,000? I have absolutely no intention of making an apology, so I have no reason to give you the money either. What? If you had wanted to find out who Sam got married to, you could have easily found out through your friends. Also, your bias led you to assume that a single-mother family is poor, which is just complete nonsense. I have been a managing director of the school before you came to teach at the school. And that you didn't know this basic information is your own fault. On top of that, to harass your own students based on your prejudice and personal revenge means you are not fit to be a teacher. Terrible! A teacher who is supposed to teach her students should not rip their textbooks. That is just horrendous. But now I can no longer continue being a teacher, and I can't find a job. I see, and you are demanding money from me. So I guess you threw away your pride? What on earth? If you think that I would help you out, you are utterly mistaken. You need to realize that. Hey! Bye! Because she was so persistent, I got carried away myself towards the end. But perhaps thanks to that, it seems like my words had some effect on her, because Miss Moss has not contacted me since that time. According to what I heard from a friend of mine, after she had demanded money from me, she was forced to move out of her apartment because she could no longer pay for her rent. She apparently had no choice but to go back to her parents' home. It also seems that even though her job hunting has not been going well, she had been living a lavish life and had gotten herself in quite a debt. After the collection letters arrived at her parents' place, her parents could no longer take it. The day after the collection letters, they drove Miss Moss out of their house. Having lost a place to stay, Miss Moss was last seen taking a train headed to Tokyo, but hasn't been seen since.